Let me share the 5 questions people ask more than anything else. And every one of them reveals something deeper about where our culture is and where we are. People ask, what's happening to society? Why is everyone so divided? What's my purpose? Who can I trust? And my favorite, why does everything feel so extreme now? These questions aren't random, they're symptoms. They're the cracks in the foundation of a culture that's forgotten what it means to be grounded. Grounded in truth, grounded in identity, grounded in responsibility. And yes, I just said responsibility, not a popular word anymore. So today I want to walk you through these questions not as a lecturer, not as a politician, but just as a man who's lived long enough to see how easily the world can pull you off course and how desperately we're all trying to find our way back. So, what's happening to society? People feel disoriented because culture is shifting faster than human beings can adapt. We are biologically wired for stability. Culturally, we're living in a blender. Every day, there is a new moral vocabulary, new identities, new social rules, new truths that contradict the ones we had last week. It's not that people don't want to keep up, it's that nobody can keep up. And when you can't keep up, you lose confidence. When you lose confidence, you outsource your thinking. And when you outsource your thinking, you stop living with conviction. That's why everything feels so confusing. Why is everyone so angry and divided? Because confusion is exhausting, and exhausted people look for enemies. When a culture stops teaching people how to think, it teaches them instead who to blame. We've replaced wisdom with slogans, conversation with shouting, and patience with performance. And the truth is, anger is just wearing a tougher jacket. A divided culture is a frightened culture. So, what's my purpose in all this? This is the question underneath almost every question. You can hear it between the lines when a man tells me, I feel stuck. I feel small. I feel like I don't matter. Purpose used to be handed down through family, community, tradition, faith. Now it's something you're supposed to invent from thin air like a TikTok trend. But purpose isn't found by looking inward, it's found by stepping forward. Responsibility, work, service, commitment, and conviction. You don't need the world to make sense before you start living with purpose. And in fact, the world may never make sense unless you do. So, who can I trust? So, let me just be blunt. Trust is earned, and most of our institutions spent the last decade lighting theirs on fire. Media manipulated, politicians postured, the corporations preached morality while doing the opposite. People, they aren't stupid. They're just tired of being treated like they are. So, who can you trust? Start small. Trust those whose lives align with their words. Trust those who take responsibility before they take credit. Trust those who speak truth even when it costs them something. Conviction isn't loud, it's consistent. Why does everything feel so extreme? Because balance doesn't trend. Moderation, it's not viral. Humility doesn't perform well on social media. And nuance can't compete with outrage. We're living in a time when the middle, the thoughtful middle, has gone silent. Not because they don't exist, but because they've been punished for existing. Extremes, they fill the vacuum left by ordinary people who feel like they don't have a place anymore. And well, they do have a place, and you're looking at one of them. If you felt confused, you're not alone. If you felt divided, you're not broken. And if you struggle to find purpose, welcome to being human. But we don't stay there. My mission here isn't to tell you what to think, it's to help you think more deeply. Because clarity isn't given, it's built. And if we're going to rebuild anything in this culture, truth, meaning, masculinity, identity, then it starts with conviction. Yours, mine, and ours. Welcome to the conversation.